So today we are mainly discussing on how I created this React agent, that is the Jira agent, and what exactly a React agent is. I'll explain you a little later in this video. But before that, I'll try to explain what are the five level of AI systems and where exactly this particular React agent will fit in this into this particular system. To explain that, there are multiple levels. So you can take an example of the first level, that is direct model call. So for this particular level, you don't have any tools, no loop or no memory. Basically, you will ask a question to the LLM and it will provide you a response. The best example is whenever you use Olama or local models, if you ask a question to it, it will give you a response based on whatever the information that is fed it for that LLM. The level 2 was an augmented LLM where many of us has already been used in multiple knowledge-based systems where whenever user asks a question, so it will fetch the relevant information from your knowledge base and it will display the response along with a lot of citations. Uh, so that is the level 2. And when it comes to level 3, so there are so these are actually called workflow, in where you will provide all the predefined steps or clear instructions on these agents on what exactly to perform. For instance, even for my earlier web apps which I have created, for instance, if you take an example of the assistant, so what I did there was I was having like five agents where each agent has its own specific role to play. For instance, the first agent was a requirement gathering agent where whenever a user provides some requirements, so it will create a business requirement document. The second agent follows up and create user stories about it. Third agent tries to help with the workflow by creating some mermaid diagrams and this kind of instructions we will write it down using some frameworks like Acno framework, QA framework, or LangChain framework. And finally, so this is an agentic workflow that we are actually utilizing, and this fits in the level 3. And when it comes to level 4, so this is an interesting concept, and the world is actually heading towards the level 4 itself. So there it mainly talks about the agent loop, where agent first actually think, then act, then observe, then think again. So it will actually basically would run that in a loop a number of times until the final goal has been achieved. You may have heard about agent loops recently, and this is what I have actually created as part of an example as well. So let's dig deeper into this React agents. So let me just open up this file at the page, which actually explains about how this React agent works. So here, definitely, I'm taking an example of stock research assistant here. For instance, if the user has asked a question whether this particular stock is a either it's a good buy or a sell or a hold at this point of time. So basically, whenever you ask this question, so what it does was first it will give you a thought that I need to find the stock price. Then it will based on whatever the tools that exist. So to select the relevant tool and it replace the stock price currently. Then once it has its own price, then it will face the financial details in the last financial year, what was the result of that particular company, and it will basically analyze that. And once it has all the information in place, so it will try to consolidate it and it will try to come up with a final verdict whether you can actually hold that particular stock or you can sell it or you can even buy that particular stock. So this loop will run a number of times and LLM decides when to stop. So to explain to you this thing more clearly, so I do have a BA Jira agent in place. For sure, I'm actually using more data here to explain it in this particular video. But if you wanted to connect it with the live Jira portal, then definitely we can able to connect it through. You have to just click on this button, connect to live Jira. You can provide your Jira URL, your email, as well as your PAT, personal access token. Then once you test the connection and if the connection has been established, then you are good to use this VA Jira agent. So what it does was let's deep dive and let's see like what exactly it is that I have already defined for this particular agent. So I have written these tools. I was using definitely a LangChain framework here and using the DeepSeek LLM. So these are the tools that I have defined: load tickets, filter tickets, search tickets, and calculate metrics. And just for the sake of example, let's just try this. What's the total story points across all the tickets? This is what the mock data that I do have, and here you can see like all the story points. And let's click on run agent. So agent is reasoning. Okay, so here you can see like the total tickets are 20, total story points are 105, unassigned tickets are 12, 60% unassigned, by type 10 bucks, 9 stories, 1 epic. If you look at the thought process, you can able to see like what exactly that we were talking about. First thing was the question that we have asked it, and the second thing was what tools that we dynamically chosen to use it in order to complete that goal. So here, load tickets and calculate metrics that it has used, and these are the information that it has fetched, and from there it has calculated the total number of story points. And we can even see another examples where it uses another tool as well. For instance, let's say calculate sprint velocity for all sprints, one agent. So it has come up with the response. Here's the sprint velocity breakdown for all sprints. Sprints 23, velocities 1, 24, 24, 25, 28, 26, 47. So if we look at the reason, so currently in order to calculate the sprint velocity, it has used the same tool called calculate metrics, and through that it has curated the information. So this is what I wanted to show it to you. This is just an example where I have used for, especially for Jira tool, but I can say that it can be used across multiple use cases for sure. And I was coming up with multiple other React agents where one can actually create it and use it widely. And this particular BA Jira agent, if you want to give it a try, so it's already there on my website, tausikshake.com. You can actually go to Jira agent and you can actually try it for free. And in order to learn the resource which I was shown in the video at starting, so you can actually go on to home, click on learn, and here you can see like all those modules are in place. For instance, randomly, if you choose, like for instance, handoff orchestration, if you click on it, it will clearly give you an explanation of what exactly it is, and it will even create an ASCII diagram to explain to you all these concepts. Please go ahead and do try, and please let me know your comments as well. Thank you so much for watching this video.